Welcome to Living Your Senior Life, the podcast where we celebrate everything that makes this stage of life so exciting, fulfilling, and full of adventure. We're Mark and Debbie, and today we're talking about something that more and more people in our age group are quietly choosing, but not many are openly talking about yet. It's called living apart together. And no, it's not a compromise or a stepping stone to something else. For a lot of seniors, it's a deliberate, thoughtful relationship choice that's working really, really well. We're going to get into what it actually means, why so many people over 50 are drawn to it, and the real questions worth asking yourself if it's something you've ever wondered about. Whether you're in a new relationship, thinking about one, or just curious. I think you're going to find this one really interesting. So grab a cup of coffee, tea, or your water. Get comfortable, and let's get started.
So picture this. You've got the traditional relationship escalator, right?
Right, the one we all know.
Exactly. You meet someone, you fall in love, you move in together, merge your bank accounts, and just completely merge your lives. It's like once you step on that escalator, you're just supposed to ride it all the way to the top.
Which means sharing an address until the end of time.
Yeah, but what if you just hit the emergency stop button on that escalator and did it completely on purpose?
That is a question that completely breaks the default script we've been handed,
It really does. So welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking into a massive, really growing trend, especially among the 55 and older demographic. It's called living apart together, or LAT for short.
And it is fascinating stuff.
It is. Our mission for this deep dive is to figure out why skipping that whole, U-Haul stage might actually be the secret to relationship longevity after 50. We've got some incredible sociological research and expert insights to go through.
Yeah, and to start, we really need to establish the baseline facts from the sources, because I think people hear living apart together and they immediately think, oh, it's a long-distance relationship.
Or just a casual fling.
Exactly. But LAT is neither of those things. These are deeply committed couples. I mean, they often live close by, sometimes just a few blocks away. They spend really meaningful time together, but they intentionally keep separate front doors.
Two leases,
two mortgages, completely separate financial lives.
Okay, let's unpack this because, it's kind of like having your cake and eating it too, right?
Yeah.
But you're choosing to eat it in entirely separate dining rooms.
That is a perfect way to put it.
Why are so many mature adults deciding that love doesn't have to mean sharing a lease? Because honestly, you don't just wake up and decide to maintain two totally separate households without a really compelling reason.
No, you definitely don't. And that reason usually starts with the daily realities. It's about autonomy.
It's the day-to-day stuff.
Right. Think about the 55-plus crowd. They have spent decades raising families, maybe compromising in previous marriages. They've finally curated a life that suits them perfectly.
Like they finally have their house exactly how they want it.
Exactly. When you're in your 20s and you move in together, you're basically two pieces of wet clay.
Well, I like that.
You mold together. But at 60, you are fired ceramics. Moving in together means negotiating absolutely everything from scratch.
Like whose furniture stays, what the daily rhythm looks like.
And it creates friction. The sources highlight these highly relatable, very granular details. It's the thermostat wars.
Oh, the classic thermostat wars.
Yes. One person needs it freezing, the other runs cold. It's noise levels. It's, an early bird living with a night owl. Even debates over how to properly load a dishwasher or what counts as too much clutter.
Or whose friends can come over unannounced.
Exactly.
But wait, let me play devil's advocate here for a second. Doesn't this sound a bit, selfish? Especially to people who value traditional compromise.
Oh, sure. It can come across that way.
Right. Because,
Yeah.
Is this just a way to avoid the hard work of actually blending lives?
What's fascinating here is how the psychological data reframes that exact issue. It is not about avoiding work. It's about eliminating needless friction.
Needless friction, okay.
Yeah, the sources actually reference Psychology Today on this. Couples who maintain their independence experience higher relationship satisfaction.
Really?
Yes, and lower day-to-day conflict. Because they aren't grinding each other down over household chores. They're saving their emotional energy for the actual relationship.
I guess that makes sense. If you eliminate the shared hallway, you eliminate the argument about shoes being left in the hallway entirely.
Precisely.
But okay, if dishwasher habits are the minor friction points, finances and family have got to be the major earthquakes, right?
Oh, absolutely. The logistical hurdles of merging midlife households are massive.
Let's get into the financial realities, because the warnings from the sources here are pretty stark.
They are. The financial landscape is incredibly complex. For a lot of folks in this demographic, remarrying or even just legally cohabitating can actually jeopardize survivor benefits from a late spouse.
Wow, so you could literally lose your income.
Yes. It complicates pension rules. It creates these massive estate planning headaches.
It honestly sounds less like a romance and more like a corporate merger between two companies that already have fully established boards of directors. And the board is the adult children.
That is a brilliant analogy, yes. Because adult children or even grandchildren, they might have genuine fears for their parents' well-being, or, let's be honest, they worry about their inheritance.
Of course they do.
So LAT allows these blended family dynamics to develop slowly. There isn't this sudden threat of a new person taking over the family home or draining the accounts.
That takes so much pressure off the relationship. You're not fighting against the kids.
Exactly. And beyond finances, keeping separate homes allows individuals to manage their own health routines.
Right. Accessibility modifications, medical equipment.
Yeah, you don't end up turning a romantic partner into a default caregiver just because you live together.
Which changes the whole dynamic. The lover suddenly becomes the nurse.
And that can breed a lot of resentment and caregiver burnout.
Okay, so LAT solves a lot of legal and practical headaches. But here's where it gets really interesting to me. Does keeping a physical distance actually make the heart grow fonder?
The research suggests it does. It's all about intentionality.
Because it's chosen, not obligatory.
Exactly. When you don't live together, every date, every sleepover, it requires effort. You have to actively choose to see each other. And because of that, the relationship stays fresh.
You don't just default to sitting on a couch together because gravity put you in the same room.
Right. And another major benefit we see in the data is maintaining your own identity.
Oh, this is huge.
By living alone, people are far more likely to maintain their own friendships, their community ties, their family bonds.
Which usually wither away when a new live-in partner just absorbs all your social energy. We've all seen that happen.
We absolutely have. But when you don't live in each other's pockets 24/7, you actually have things to tell each other at dinner.
Yes. You get to experience the genuine joy of missing your partner. I love that detail from the sources.
It's a very real phenomenon.
Okay, but with all these romantic and practical perks, why isn't everyone doing it? We have to do a reality check here. What are the downsides the sources highlighted?
Well, this raises an important question about the what-ifs. Because emergencies happen.
Right.
What happens during a sudden health emergency? If you have a severe fall in the middle of the night and you live alone, that's incredibly dangerous.
Who steps in?
Exactly. Or navigating holidays, and honestly, just the travel between homes, it can lead to genuine logistical fatigue over time.
Packing an overnight bag at 65 twice a week sounds exhausting after a while.
It really does. But I think the biggest danger is unspoken expectations.
Emotional mismatches.
Yes.
Yeah.
LAT only works if both people genuinely want it.
If one person is just settling for it because they're terrified of losing the partner, that resentment is going to boil over eventually.
Oh, inevitably. You can't fake wanting that much independence.
And what about the critics? Because society does not know what to do with a couple that refuses to merge.
The social stigma is very real. You'll have friends who have been married for decades judging the relationship as, not serious.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
But I love the empowering advice from the source on this.
The quote.
Yeah. It says, "This works really well for both of us" is a complete sentence.
It is a complete sentence. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your happiness.
Just a masterclass in setting boundaries right there.
Truly. So, summarizing all of this, LAT isn't a one-size-fits-all template.
Right. It's not a utopia.
Exactly. It's simply about finding a strong, balanced relationship built on choice rather than obligation. It's about designing a life that fits your actual needs.
So what does this all mean? Look, even if you aren't over 50, this deep dive really challenges you to look at your own relationship defaults. Are you making choices like moving in together because it actually fits your real life? Or are you just doing it because it fits a template someone else handed you?
We follow the script without questioning who wrote it.
We really do.
Oh.
So I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. The sources note that some LAT couples do eventually move in together, while others stay apart forever.
Both are valid paths.
But think about this. What if the ultimate luxury of modern love isn't sharing a home, but having the absolute freedom to decide every single day that you actively want to walk over to someone else's.
That is a beautiful way to look at it.
Will the definition of a successful relationship eventually have absolutely nothing to do with shared real estate at all? Something to think about.
Thanks so much for spending this time with us today. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who might need to hear it. New episodes come out every Tuesday, so be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening so you don't miss what's coming up next. And for more tips, resources, and everyday encouragement for life after 50, be sure to visit livingyourSeniorLife.com. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. And as always, until next time, take care of yourself and live your best senior life.